Hi, good afternoon, everybody. We welcome you to the first session at Innovation Mission Punjab's Masterclass. I think it's a great initiative, and we have a great expert, someone who's been in this forte experience of digital marketing enthusiast, and I will shortly welcome her. But before that, I welcome everybody from the startup founders, entrepreneurs, enthusiasts, and everybody on board to be part of this session. This is one of the many sessions we will be conducting for all of you. To start off, today's session is about digital marketing. I think as a startup founder or someone who's interested in this field is keen to know how this platform can help you, scale up your business, be it in terms of branding, performance, leads, how do you get customer acquisitions, and so on and so forth. I mean, this is a very dynamic space, and the more you learn on the go, the more you evolve. And we have someone who's been a self-learner as well. She's a trainer. She's qualified with Google and Facebook certified. So there's a lot our expert brings on board, and we will have her starting on it. But before that, I wanted to just give a quick introduction about what we do. So we are from Team Innovation Mission Punjab. I lead the marketing and communications for them. We also have our team as part of this initiative. We're basically a catalyst to strengthen the Punjab's ecosystem for entrepreneurship. And of course, we on a day-to-day basis, we deal with startups, incubators, industry bodies, students, colleges. So if you have an idea, feel free to get in touch with us. We will also, if you've not registered with us yet, we will be sending you a registration link shortly after the session. Feel free to register with us, and we'll take this conversation further. We will also keep you posted about the upcoming webinars as well as the master classes going forward regarding this initiative. And for now, I will have a quick introduction about Aman. Amanbir is a digital marketing enthusiast with her forte in online advertising and branding. She is the founder at Learn PPC with me, and you can get in touch with her on Instagram, on her page, etc. Being a digital marketing trainer and a consultant, she's trained about 1,000 business owners and startup founders and marketing professionals. She's also a guest faculty with MBA colleges and universities across the region. Having been a woman entrepreneur herself, she's also part of the Global Shaper World Economic Forum. So I'll have the rest of the stage over to Aman to give a quick introduction about what she does, how does she interact with startup founders and business owners, and how does her forte or experience help them scale their respective businesses. Thank you so much. Enjoy the session.
Hi, thank you so much, Supriya. Hi, everyone. I'm Amanbir. Supriya has already, she said already so much about me. So I started Learn PPC with me in January of 2018, but overall I have a work experience of 10 years. And because most of you are startup owners, so I'm not sure if this is the first thing that you're starting your professional journey with, or maybe you were working with something before this and now you've hooked onto this. So congratulations either ways. So I started my profession as in my professional journey with the bank, Citibank. So I was with them for a year. After that, I knew I didn't want to be in banking. Again, I didn't know what I wanted to do, but after a year, I knew I didn't want to be in banking. Later on, I started working with an IT startup, but then after 1.5 years, I noticed that we weren't growing at the same pace. So, there was a lot that I wanted to do, but, some startups have certain limitations. It could be budget or scaling up or whatever. And I thought, let me just start freelancing. And when I started freelancing, I discovered that I didn't have a skill. So when I used to go meet people, they used to ask me, so how can you help us? So I used to tell them, you tell me what is it that you want to get done in marketing. And I will let you know whether I can deliver that or not, which is not a good pitch if you're looking to work, with the client. And luckily for me, around that time, I got to be a part of this organization, Global Shaper. So many of my friends, they are entrepreneurs, and they kept pushing me. And again, luckily for me, I got to travel. I got to attend a couple of workshops abroad. And one thing that I noticed there was that everyone had a skill. So this is not just with respect to me being a freelancer and independent consultant, but even if you're a startup, make sure that you always start with a single product. And once you've mastered it, you think that people have started recognizing you because of that product or service, there I think it's a good time that you start scaling. So initially, if you're launching 5 services or 5 products, and let's say you want to test the waters with what product performs well, which services doing well, that might not be a good idea. So you, as a business owner, you will have to identify what is your core strength. Start with that, push it, let people or your target audience start trusting you with it, and then start scaling. Okay. And then things worked out, and then this happened. So then I got into digital marketing, and I've always been into marketing and advertising. And luckily for me, this happened. And I'm really, really glad I'm in this field. And in fact, even though the lockdown happened, but I'm so grateful that I'm in a field that I can work from anywhere. It didn't really hamper Learn PPC with me. Instead, the lockdown only gave a boost to it, because so many businesses come online. They want to have a presence online. I think a lot of businesses, they've understood the importance of being online now. That, it's very, very important. See, one thing that I tell everyone is that because there's just so much competition out there, out of sight is out of mind. So this is one thing that all the businesses need to remember, that you might have a fantastic product, you might have an awesome service, okay, you might have an excellent customer service, after support service, whatever, but till the time people don't discover you, you don't exist for them. And that is all what digital marketing is about. Okay. So that's for the introduction. Now we have a panel over here wherein so how I would want to proceed is that I would want to start with the workshop first, and then whatever questions that you have, I can take them in the end. So Priya, is that fine, or do you want to do it side by side, or should we just take all the questions at the end?
Absolutely. So let's start with your presentation, the workshop, and we'll suggest that if there are some questions which can be answered on the spot, otherwise we will keep the last 15 minutes as a Q&A. But if there's something which is engaging and you need responses at the moment, we should be open for it. But I'll request the audience to keep the questions towards the last, so we can proceed with the agenda and the workshop, and then take up everything in the last 15-20 minutes.
All right. Thanks, Supriya. Okay, now one thing that I want you all to do is very quickly, please put it in the chat box. What business do you have? What product do you have? What service do you have? Very quickly, all of you, please put it in the chat box so that I understand a little about what your requirement would be. What industry are you coming from? What are the pain points, if you have any, are you facing? Very quickly, all of you, please put it into. Okay, hydroponic kits. Okay, Somveer Anand. Okay, I think I've heard about this product. Agritech. All right. Just 2 responses. I see 44 participants. Come on, travel. Okay. Very quickly. And let us all try to be as active as we can, as interactive as we can. Okay, SaaS-based platform. Okay, surgical. I'm assuming that's equipments. Okay. All right. Okay, so I think enough with my introduction. I'm Amanbir. I'm also the founder of Learn PPC with Me, which is a digital marketing training brand. So I'm a digital marketing trainer and an auditor and a consultant. Okay. Again, I would want to welcome all of you to this workshop. Thank you so much. Okay, now I'm assuming that most of you are here. You are here from Tri-City. So you understand, as in, what Sector 17 is, or what Elante Mall is. So now I've given a choice to all of you, irrespective of what vertical you come from, what industry you come from, doesn't matter. If given a choice, considering the weather nowadays, the temperature, everything, if you had to put up a kiosk, where would you put it? Will you put it up in Sector 17, or will you put it up in Elante Mall? Very quickly, again, in the chat box. Okay. Rajesh says Elante. Gursidak says Elante. Nishant Elante. All right. So, okay, Sumit says Sector 17. That's absolutely fine. So there's no right or wrong here. We'll discuss. Okay. Okay, there are participants from Punjab. Okay, that's fine. I think people from Punjab would know Sector 17 and Elante. So Elante is a mall, Sector 17 is an open area. All right. Okay. Now, those who said Elante, specifically those who said Elante, very quickly write it in the chat box, why Elante? And then we'll come to those who said Sector 17. Why Elante? Service industry, Ludhiana. All right, Sumit. Yes, very quickly. Those who said Elante, why Elante? I'm sure there needs to be a reason for it. Let's say you have to spend 20,000 on that kiosk. You wouldn't just pick it like out of the blues. There has to be a reason that you're spending on a kiosk. Comfort for client or spectator, weather, footfall. Okay, because I feel my client profile visits there. Fantastic. Okay. Those who said sector 17, why sector 17? Again, there's no right or wrong here. If you've said sector 17, I'm sure there's a reason. Maybe your target audience is there. You think that that's a more suitable area for you. Elante attracts customers from all around. Okay. Okay, because of comparatively less overhead cost. All right. Easy reach. All right. Okay. So now let's get into this. See, again, you can put up a kiosk wherever you want. Doesn't matter. But let's say I've put a kiosk in sector 17. I know how the weather is. It rained in the morning here in Chandigarh. Even if it didn't rain, we know how hot it is. And because of the weather, do you think a lot of people will be going to sector 17 as opposed to the mall, which is fully air conditioned? Okay, there's a food court there. People can just go sit there, or they can just go there to do window shopping, anything, which means that basis the weather and other conditions, there are more people there at the mall. If there are more people there, okay, across age group, across demographics, which mean that we have more eyeballs where? At Elante. If we have more eyeballs at Elante and you've put up a kiosk there, it means that more people will discover your brand at Elante. Vis-a-vis sector 17, jahan pe shayad there might be 5 people or 6, I'm not even sure. Or there might just be the shop owners would be there. Okay, so there's no one walking as such. So then who will attract or who will come to know about your brand? Very, very few people, as opposed to the people who are there at Elante. Which means that when we're talking about marketing, it's all about where your target audience is. Vis-a-vis, where are you? So, every time we are saying that we need to be there at the right time, at the right place. So the right places, jahan pe log hain. That's it. Okay. So one is that we need to understand where the people are. So I hope that from this situation, this thing is clear that as a business owner, as a product owner, as a service owner, I need to be where my audience is. Okay. Now, because this session, this workshop is about digital marketing. Okay. Why do you think digital marketing nowadays is becoming very popular? Okay. So Priya, is it okay if for a minute I ask everyone to just turn on their cameras if they're comfortable? Okay. Very quickly, I want you all to turn on your cameras. Okay. Very quickly, please do that. If we can
this is a webinar.
Okay,
This
so
is a
they won't be
webinar,
able
so
to do
they
that?
won't be able to, yeah.
Okay, no problem. All right. So the reason digital marketing is becoming very, very popular is because all of you, if there are 53 people online, including me, all of us are online right now. The reason this webinar is happening is because our device is connected to the internet. And because I'm connected to the internet right now, which means all the brands have access to me 24/7. If I don't fall asleep, or let's say for some reason I wake up a little early in the morning, the first thing that we all will do is we will go online, probably check our email. Again, you're connected to the world. You might check your Facebook, you're connected to the world. You will check your Instagram, you're connected to the world. You will check your LinkedIn, you're connected to the world. This is the reason that digital marketing is becoming very popular. Why? Because we've given access to all the brands, all the product owners, all the service owners to us 24/7. That is exactly what was happening here in the offline world. But now, one thing that really affected us was lockdown. Now that people are not stepping outside, but we know that people are online all the time. Okay. When I say online all the time does not mean if you are accessing any app or not, but I know that my device is connected to the internet 24/7. So even if I'm not accessing any app, I'm sure that you all are familiar with what push notifications are. And if push notifications are turned on for me, any brand can just send me something. And this is exactly what e-commerce brands do. They will just suddenly send me a push notification saying that, there's a sale or we are giving free delivery only for you just for the next half an hour. They're trying to create an urgency so that I, as a consumer, do not have the time to overthink it. Okay. So this is one of the reasons that digital marketing is becoming very popular. But now, how is it working? So when I say digital marketing, okay, I will go here. I will write something. Let's say maybe you want to learn something related to digital marketing, enroll in a course or something. You will write here and type this. Now, if you go here, you will go through all these listings over here. I will not get into what's an ad, what's organic. That is not we are here for right now. You will write it here. If this ad is over here, now this brand exists for you. CIIM is here, this brand exists for you. Before today, Learn PPC with me did not exist for you, right? I'm not sure how many of you knew about it. Maybe probably none of you knew about it, and that's fine. Why? Because probably I am not running ads. Again, coming back to the crucial point, out of sight is out of mind. Till the time you did not discover me, you did not come across a listing from me, an ad from me, some branding from me, my brand did not exist for you. Similarly for your brand. If you're not advertising, if you're not online, if you do not have any social footprint, people don't even know that you exist. And if you don't exist, then how do you expect people to buy from you? It is not possible. Okay. Now, so digital marketing is all about reaching to people online. Okay. So this is something that we've established so far. Now, very quickly, I want you all to write in chat box, what does online mean for you? So when I say that digital marketing is all about reaching out to people online, what do you think online means here? Very quickly. Internet, all right, good. Reach to the world, all right, okay. What is online? So when you're saying, Acha, I'm not online right now, I'll get back to you later. I'll send you an email when I'm online. Connectivity, all right. Online is everyone's brain now, okay. Life pulse, okay. Everyone, very quickly, what is online? Again, I see how many participants are there. Let's try to make it as interactive as possible. Okay, connected to net, very good. Okay. All right, okay. Let's discuss another thing. Now, let's come back to the term digital marketing, okay? Now, digital marketing is a combination of digital and marketing, all right? What is marketing? What do you all understand by marketing? Hanji, what is marketing? Telling your story. Fantastic. Somvi. Yes, what is marketing? Market karna. It's as easy. Advertising, very good. Create awareness about product. Fantastic. Reaching the masses. Perfect. To advertise, very good. Okay. So marketing is when you're telling people that you exist. Okay. It can be on the basis of any promotional offers. It can be done through selling. It can be done through advertisements. So that is exactly up to you. But marketing is that when you're reaching out to people, you're telling them that you exist. This is the product that you have. This is the service that you have. Now, what is digital? Digital is that you have a device. You have internet. Now, let's say I walk into a room. Okay. That room has Wi-Fi, free Wi-Fi. But I forgot to carry my phone with me. I'm not carrying my laptop with me. What use is that Wi-Fi of to me? I can't do anything with that Wi-Fi. Alternatively, let's say I walk into a room, I have my phone with me. It's a smartphone, but the 4G, my 4G is not working. That room does not have Wi-Fi. Then what do I do with this phone, which is a smartphone, except for calling or probably sending someone a text message? Which means that digital marketing is all about promoting your products and services online, that is on the internet. Is this clear? Are we all on the same page right now? Okay, good. So now coming back to this slide over here, which says reaching out to people online. So now that I've told you what digital marketing is all about, that digital is a combination of internet plus device plus your product, service, business, whatever it is. Okay. So then when I say reaching out to people online, how do you think you can reach out to them online? So all of you know what online is. You have your own definition and all of those are correct. Okay. Whatever understanding that you have of online, that's perfect. But now if I ask you, when we say that reaching out to people online, now how can you reach out to people online? Where do you think you can reach out to them? Social media, all right. SEO, okay, through ads, through promotion, fantastic. And yes, startup owners, business owners, SMO, social networking sites, PPC, Google search, all right. Through, okay. Facebook ads, okay, Instagram, all social networking sites, fantastic. So let's see what are the options that are available to us. Okay, so online is all this. Okay, so whenever you're out there on a website, you're reading articles, you're watching movies, you're online, you're on Google, you're on Bing, you're searching something, you're online. You go online to check your emails, again, you're connected to the world. Why? Because your emails will only download when you're connected to the internet. Then there are push notifications. I don't know if you've ever consciously noted this or not, but your push notifications will only be triggered on your device if your device is connected to the internet. Similarly, now we also have something known as web notifications. As of now, because I've shared my screen, none of the push notifications or web notifications are triggering on my screen because I'm sharing it. But the moment I stop sharing my screen because my laptop is connected to the internet, 1, 2, 3, 4, I will have so many of web notifications being displayed or triggered on my screen. So push notification or web notifications are only triggered on a device when it's connected to the internet, which means that this also is a part of what? It is a part of digital marketing. Whenever you are using different mobile applications, again, there are certain mobile applications that could be or might be used offline, but most of the applications you have to use or you can only use when your device is connected to the internet. In fact, even if you're a gamer, you want to play games, you have to be connected to the internet. Watching videos on YouTube, you're on YouTube, probably you're watching reels on Instagram, or you're watching YouTube videos on YouTube, again, you're connected to the internet. And then finally, we have our social media channels like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, Snapchat, TikTok. Again, you're online, you're connected to the world. Now, the first thing that we'll be undertaking is website. The first thing I said is that being online is when you have a website. Now, all of you see, understand how important a website is. If I talk a couple of years down, 10 years back or 15 years back, if a business didn't have a website, now we were very skeptical about it. What sort of business is it that they don't even have an office? I'm not even sure if we can trust them. We used to have the thought. And similarly nowadays, if a business does not have a website, people have a reason to trust you. That why do you not have a website? It's something very, very basic, and people know that you can get it done for very cheap also, right? So the first thing that you need to do for your product or services, make sure that you have a website. Why? Because you need to have a brand presence. It is like an online brochure for your services or your products that you have. It's like an online catalog that you have. Okay. Now, when you're talking about website, okay, there are certain other things that you need to take care of. If you don't have a website, you need to get this done. Okay. You can probably create a website using portals like Wix or WordPress. You can do it on your own also. It's very easy. Secondly, if you have a website, what you need to do is you need to see if it's optimized or not. Now, one is that we have a homepage, but there's something known as a landing page. Now, let's say, okay, let's go back to the homepage. Okay. Again, all of you, I'm going to ask a question. So get your brain working. Now, let's say I'm running an ad. Okay. And the ad says, learn PPC with me is starting. Okay. Learn PPC with me is starting. New set of online batches for digital marketing in May 2022. Is this clear? So this is the ad that I'm running, or this is what I'm promoting, that learn PPC with me, starting new batches for digital marketing online. Okay. Now someone clicks on the ad. Now, why will someone click on the ad? I said someone saw it and then that person clicked on the ad. So see, again, you need to understand the user psychology that see, there are false clicks also, that people clicked on it by mistake. But now let's talk about the people who saw it and clicked on it, that is engaged with it. Now, why will people engage with your post? It can be organic or an ad, is because when they read something, they saw it, they saw something of interest there. Unke matlab ka kuch tha. So now if they've seen something that has interested them, which means that they want to know more about it. Now let's say people saw it, some of them engaged with it. After engaging with this ad of mine, they come here. Now, what do you think about this page? Is this a good page? Yes or no? Very quickly in the chat box. What do you think about this page? Yes. Okay. Yes or no? Yes. Okay. Fantastic. No. All right. Yes. 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 All right. Okay. Second, I will give you one more option. Okay. So, and I want more people to answer this now. Let's say I send half the people over here and I send rest half of the people on this page over here. Now, what do you think? Home page is better or this page is better? Either write home or this. If you think home page is better, write home. If you think this page is better, write this in the chat box. Either home or this. This. Okay. This. Okay. Again, to everyone who's saying this, let us look at what this page says. Now, what did my ad say? My ad said, learn PPC with me is launching new set of online batches, online. So let's say someone from Ludhiana saw my ad. Okay. Someone from Bangalore saw my ad. Okay. And they thought, acha ji, online hai, it's very convenient for me. Okay. I can do it. They click on the ad, but they're taken here. But this page says digital marketing training in Chandigarh. Now, what do you think? Is this relevant to that person who's looking at my ad or who has come here to this page from down south or Mumbai or Delhi or Ludhiana? No. Okay. I've got 2 no's. What about others? Now, what do you think? Is this relevant or not? Very quickly. Okay. Yeah, but it says training in Chandigarh. So do you think someone from Bangalore can come to Chandigarh every other weekend? Nope. अब तो ये तो बहुत problem हो गई. So अब क्या करें? I have my target audience and I am offering online classes also, but clearly there's a disconnect here. Because I'm offering classes online, ऐसा भी नहीं है कि मैं offer नहीं करी. So अब क्या करें? Which is why we'll create one more landing page, a different landing page now, which is talking only and only about online course. So now when I have to run ads for my online course, which probably I'll be running pan India, maybe in other countries also, I'll have to send people here to a page which is specifically talking about online course. This means that if you have 2 products, if you have 10 products, if you have 100 products, you will have to have a different product page or a landing page for all those 100 products or 100 services, which is exactly being done by an e-commerce company. Okay. Have you ever noticed whatever product that you click on, you will always be redirected to that particular product page in case of an e-commerce? Have you ever noticed that? Why are they doing that? Why are they not sending you to a category page wherein they've listed 1000 of products? Why? Because they do not want to distract you. They've understood that you're showing interest in a particular product, and that is exactly what they want. Ki, acha, if this person is interested in a particular product, let me send this person to that page so that a user is not confused. They just add the product to cart and buy it right there. They want to cut down on the navigation time. See, the more time consuming your website is, as in if there are a lot of steps, the navigation is too long, you're giving time to your users to overthink their decision. And once a user goes into overthinking mode, the conversion will not happen. Now, let's say I want to buy a pair of black boots. I will just go here and write buy black heels women. Okay. So now let's say, even though there are a lot of options here, let's say I like this one. Then I will click on this one. And now if they take me to a category page wherein there are a lot of options, again, they will just end up confusing me. Instead, what they've done is they've clearly brought me to a product page. I will see if my size is there. If it is there, probably I'll just add it to, I'll just buy it right here. Hanji, is this clear, everyone? Is the concept of landing page clear? Okay, where's my chat box? Yes, no, something. Okay, all right. Now, another thing that you need to understand is that, let's say if you're running ads, tomorrow you could be running ads on Google or Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn, pick any platform, that's fine, okay? But whenever you're running ads, you're investing, you're spending a certain amount of money on it. Okay. And whenever you're spending a certain amount of money, okay, you're always looking for returns. See, even if I go to sector 7 parking, okay, the roads are so badly damaged over there that, you know, now that they've increased the price, initially the parking was free in sector 7. The day they started charging, I asked them, okay, I'm okay with paying, but make sure that you get the roads repaired, which means that even if I'm paying 14 rupees for parking, I'm looking at returns, that what is the return that I'm getting in change, even though I'm paying a very, very small amount of 14 rupees. Okay. So you need to understand that we are not just product owners or business owners or marketers or advertisers. You need to, when you're running ads, you need to think as an advertiser. You need to think like a marketer. You also need to think like a business owner. So if I'm putting a certain set of amount, I need to understand what is the ROI that I'm getting from it, which means that whenever you're running ads, you will also have to start tracking that how many conversions you're getting. Now, for an e-commerce company, a conversion is when someone buys the product. All right. Whereas for a service-based business, the most that I can get out of my ads or from here or from my website is when someone comes here and fills up the form, which is known as lead generation. All right. So for a service-based company, so now you would not, need to assess your business if you're in a service-based business or if you're a product-based business. So if you're a service-based business, the more that you can get out of running ads and everything is generating leads. In fact, generating high-quality leads, that is genuine leads. Whereas if you're an e-commerce company, in that case, for you, a conversion is when someone buys something. Whereas if I talk about generating leads, then again, lead for an e-commerce company is when someone comes to your website, adds a product to cart and leaves it there, or probably adds something to wish list and leaves it there. Why? Because you know that now you can reach out to them. So you understood, that people are showing interest in a particular product. They've added it to cart, added it to wish list. Probably they're waiting for a sale to happen, or they'll go to a competitive website to see what is the pricing like, and then they'll take a decision. So again, okay. Now, because we need to track that how many people have filled up the form, they've added to cart, how many people have added to wish list, how many people have bought, we need to set up tracking. So for that, to make the tracking easier, we will not go into how the tracking can be done is, but just one again optimization technique for you is that if you want to calculate genuine numbers so that it's not misleading for you, you will have to integrate a thank you page or an order confirmation page on your website. So I'm sure that whenever you place an order on Amazon, Myntra, whatever website, you will always notice that whether you select COD or you select a prepaid method of transaction, after that you will always be taken to an order confirmation page wherein you understand that my order has been placed, this is the order ID, and now I know that my product they will dispatch and so and so. So that is an acknowledgement that you're getting. Similarly, for a service-based business, it is very important that you have a thank you page on your website. Now, what I mean by that is that if someone comes here, let's say fills up the form very quickly. Okay, let's say someone's filled up the form. Now, one is that people will show an acknowledgement here on the same page which says, thanks for submitting. I do not recommend that. So if you've done that, go back to your website, audit. If that is what you're doing, don't do it. Okay. Instead, see what has happened here, that when someone fills up the form, they'll be redirected to a different page, which is a thank you page. And if you notice here on the website, there's no thank you page over here. So the only way for a user to reach this page is by filling up the form. So when I'm setting my tracking in the tools, I can clearly instruct those tools that someone who reaches my thank you page, it means that a conversion has happened. But if someone does not reach till here, a conversion hasn't taken place. So now it becomes very, very easy, and whatever numbers that you will get in the tool, they won't be misleading. Okay. So again, I've given you certain pointers. Probably you can start taking notes of what is it that you need to go back and start auditing on the basis of. Is this clear very quickly in the chat? Yes, no? Okay, fantastic. Okay, great. Okay, so online is website. So we've already covered this. Make sure that you have focused, dedicated landing pages for different service, different product. You need to have a dedicated landing page, and all those landing pages or product pages need to be linked to a thank you page. Now you can either link them all to a single thank you page, that's fine, or to different, that's completely up to you. Next is search engine. Okay. Now, when I'm on a search engine, I'm searching for something. So till now, you've been searching as a user. Okay. So I went here and I searched for buy black heels. Okay. Let's say I open another tab and I write 3 BHK flats in Chandigarh. Now, you all come from different businesses, right? So those of you who aren't from real estate, would you want to trigger your listing? I'm not talking about an ad or an organic listing. I'm just talking in general. Okay, would you want to trigger your business over here on Google when someone goes here and writes 3 BHK flats in Chandigarh? Yes, no, very quickly in the chat box. All right, Somveer, let's just let people answer this and then I'll ask you what your question is. Yes, everyone, you know what your business is about. Would you want to show your business here when someone goes online and writes 3 BHK flats in Chandigarh? Okay, only the people from, I think, real estate, they've answered this. Okay. Sandeep, Jain, are you into real estate? Arvind, are you from real estate? Ravinder, are you three from real estate background? Okay. See, now it makes sense for you to trigger your business. So Arvind, if you're not from real estate, then why would you want to show your business here to someone who's looking for a 3 BHK flat in Chandigarh? Exactly my point. वो तो irrelevant हो जाएगा, right? You're not from real estate, तो हम क्यों दिखाएंगे? If I am a digital marketer, I want to promote my courses. Okay, IMP Innovation Mission Punjab is running ads because they want to onboard more startups. Why would they want to trigger their ads for 3 BHK flats in Chandigarh? Because this is completely irrelevant. Which means that now, till now you were searching or you were using Google as a user, but now you also need to start looking at it from the perspective of an advertiser, that when should we trigger ads? So this is exactly where keywords come into picture. So if you're already running ads on Google, what I would recommend is go to your campaigns and audit, look at the keywords that you've shortlisted. What are the keywords that you want to run ads on? Okay, so this is one thing that is very, very important. Okay, another thing. Okay, very quickly, how many of you over here, you're running ads on Google? You're running search ads? Yes, no? No, okay. I just want to understand how many people are running ads on Google search. Yes. Okay, so out of 52, only 3 people are running ads on Google. All right. Okay, so Somvi, your question is, which is better, Shopify or a WordPress website? How do I think about this? What are the pros and cons? Is marketing easier via Shopify site? Okay, Somveer, I'll just take your question. So see, when it comes to Shopify or WordPress, you can use any. So see, these websites are majorly for startup owners or business owners who come from a non-technical background. Okay, so probably you can try your hands on both and see what is easier for you. But if are you an e-commerce business? If you're an e-commerce business, I would definitely recommend Shopify. Why? Because the scalability is much more. Okay, but Shopify is a little expensive than WordPress. Because what happens is that if you're using Shopify and let's say you've integrated a payment gateway. So one is for every transaction that's happening, the payment gateway will charge you 1.5 to 2% depending on whichever that you've signed up for. Second, for every transaction that is happening, Shopify will also charge you. I think they charge somewhere between 1 to 2%. Okay, so they will charge you. They will also charge you, but WordPress does not do that. Okay, so again, Shopify might be a little more expensive, but if you're an e-commerce business and you think you have the budget, in that case, I will recommend Shopify to you. Somveer, is this clear? Have I answered your question? Yes, no, something? Okay. All right. Okay, moving on to this. Okay, so now coming back to online is when you're on the search engine. Now that I'm here, I'm searching for something. Let's say I'm searching for 3 BHK flats in Chandigarh, or better, I'm looking for a package to Goa. Okay, so now I see all these listings over here. But when I scroll to the bottom, I notice that there are 10 pages over here. Okay, and if I go to the 10th page, Okay. Google will show me 10 more pages. Now, if I go to the 20th page, Google will show me 10 more pages, 30th page, 10 more pages, so on and so forth. Now, all of you, please tell me from your experience, how often do you go beyond the first page on Google? Do you go beyond the first page or you don't? No, we don't. Okay. So Dhaval, when you say as in you go beyond the first page, okay. No, don't, hardly, rarely, no, we don't. Dhaval, maybe because you're into a research profile, maybe that's the reason you have to go beyond the first page. But so people who are not into research, if you're a business owner, you're a user, okay, then you will never go beyond the first page. In fact, I will share another thing with you. The latest stat says that people don't even scroll till the bottom. Why? Because all of us are running out of time. I don't know, all of us have become so impatient that we wouldn't even want to go. We'll come here, we'll write something. If the first few listings are relevant, well and good. If not, we will just change what we've written here. Okay. Which means now, as a business owner, see, now stop thinking like a user. Start thinking like a business owner. That if people, so sabne yahan pe kya kaha that no one goes beyond first page. And please understand that all of these people are your target audience. If not today, maybe tomorrow or after that. So you need to understand. So when people are replying here, make sure that you look at their responses. Why? Because from there, you'll also understand the psychology of the people. And like I said, all of us are each other's target audience for some or the other product. Okay. So you need to understand how people are responding. Now, if no one is going beyond the first page, then I'm again oblivious to what businesses will be triggered here. Doesn't matter. They don't exist for me. What exists for me is the businesses that are here on the first page. And like I said, I might not even go till the bottom, which means that the only businesses exist for me are probably till here. So I'll go through all these listings now. What is relevant for me? If I find something relevant, I will engage with it. Sometimes people pay attention to this label over here, AD. Other times they don't. They are more concerned about which listing is of relevance to them. Where is it that they can find answers to what they're looking for, or which listing is resonating with what they have in their mind or what they've written here. Okay. So ये तो basic user psychology. A user will always engage with the listing जो उनको relevant लग रही है. Now, for you to be able to trigger your business on the first page of Google, there are two ways. दो तरीके हैं. तीसरा नहीं है कोई. Okay. One is that either you start running ads, or second is that you trigger your listing over here, that is as an organic listing. Okay. So one is that there's an ad which is inorganic or paid listing, and second is free or organic listing. दो ही तरीके हैं हमारे पास, तीसरा कोई नहीं है. Now, organic, because it's free, that is if I engage with this one over here, this one, Yatra will not be charged a penny, Make My Trip won't be charged anything. All these organic listings won't be charged anything. But the thing is that, so the mechanism through which you get your business organically on the first page of Google is known as SEO, search engine optimization. I'm sure all of you must have heard of it. Even if you don't know what it is or how it's done, I'm sure all of you know what you must have heard about the term. You'll have to do something known as SEO. Okay. Now, the thing with SEO is that it's highly time consuming. So for a very competitive industry or for competitive keywords, it can easily take you around 6 to 8 months. Now, would you want to, you're a business owner, you're a startup owner, would you want to wait for 6 to 8 months for people to start discovering you? Yes or no? Very quickly in the chat box. Yes. Would you want to wait for 6 to 8 months for people to start discovering you, your products, your services, and then go to your website and buy? We can't. So now, because we can't wait for that long, we will have to depend on ads. We should start running ads. Okay. Which means that Google ads pe jaake search ads banani padenge. And once you know how to create search ads, or even if you hired someone, search ads take only a couple of hours for your business or for your ad to go live and even come on the first page. So if your ads are optimized, you can easily start showing your business ads here on the first page within a couple of hours. Okay. So this is purely time based, even though, but ads are expensive. See, they might be expensive, but again, this is a very subjective thing to say. Why? Because let's say I have a product which is for 50,000 or 50,000. Okay. Let's say I have a product which is for 5,000. So to sell something which is worth 5,000, even if I have to spend 500 on acquisition, I don't mind. Why? Because if spending 500 gives me a customer which is buying a product with 5,000, that's completely fine. But on the other hand, let's say my product is only for 1,000 rupees. Again, now spending 500 rupees will definitely pinch me, which means that now we'll have to start optimizing our campaign so that my cost per acquisition, it comes down to how much? It comes down to probably 100 rupees, 90 rupees, 120, 150. So as a business owner, you will have to see what is the profit margin and how much you will have to bring the cost per acquisition down to. So all those calculations you'll have to do. But if you say that, ads are expensive, they aren't. If you're optimizing them properly, then they will never be expensive. Okay. So again, there are certain technicalities using which you can optimize. Okay. So now this is the reason. But having said this, if you've hired a company and you're running ads, what I would recommend is, as a long-term strategy, you can also start working, or you can hire someone, or you can start working on SEO side by side. So SEO is not something that can be ignored or should be ignored. Why? Because you're telling Google that I have a website, this is what the name, this is what it is about. So that's important. So that needs to be done parallelly. But the only thing with SEO is that we can't depend on it. Okay. Now, if you look here, Make My Trip, their listing is here, their organic listing is here, but they're still running ads. Why? Again, there's another reason for it. I don't know how many of you have heard of this brand. Now, Sleepy Owl, if you look here, Sleepy Owl, if someone writes Sleepy Owl here, they're triggering their ad. Even though the organic listing is right on the top. It is on the top of all the organic listings. But the only reason that they have to run ads is why? Because there's another brand, their competitor, who's using Sleepy Owl as one of the keywords. So Sleepy Owl knows that if I don't show my ad, Blue Tokai ki ad jo hai sabse upar aa jayegi. So someone who's a coffee lover, they will discover, acha, yeah, there's a new brand, there's a new coffee roaster by the name Blue Tokai. I have to see what this is. So even though they've come for a Sleepy Owl, but because they're coffee lover, they would like to experiment, they will now instead go to Blue Tokai and order from there. Which is why, even though the organic listing is here on the top, but they still have to showcase ads for it, for their own brand. Okay. Let me take some other. Okay. Now let's talk about this example, which is 3 BHK flats in Chandigarh. Or let's say, okay, now let's talk about this example, which is digital marketing course in Chandigarh. Okay. Now again, even if you're doing SEO, like I said, SEO is something that you can't ignore, but you can't even depend on. Let's say you're doing SEO and this is your listing CIM, okay, which is right on the top. But again, what's the use if it's on top? Why? Because this is such a highly competitive field that the first listings that I see here, so there is something known as above the fold. So above the fold implies on all the platforms that you're on. It can be your website, it can be your Instagram page, it can be your LinkedIn page, your Facebook page, your this listing. So above the fold is what is it that a user sees when they load something. Okay, so I went here, I wrote digital marketing course in Chandigarh, and this is the first thing that I see. This is above the fold without scrolling down. Okay, so now if I see here, if you notice, above the fold has completely been taken by or is dominated by ads. I don't see even a single organic listing here. So even if you're investing your time in organic, but if it's not triggered here, even if you're on the top, it doesn't make sense, which means that you have to run ads. Okay. And as long as your ads are giving you a positive ROI, that's completely fine. Okay. Any doubts, any questions still here? Okay. Avik is asking me for an offline use case like a shopping mall. The trending products are actually kept at the farthest end so that high number of eyeballs are garnered by the other product. See, offline works a little differently. Why? Because you're over there. Okay, an offline kiosk will never be unattended. You will always have 2 or 3 people who will be representing the products, and you will just wait for an opportunity for someone to walk up to your kiosk so that you can start a conversation with them. Okay, you're waiting to deliver your pitch to them. Online में ऐसा कोई नहीं, कुछ नहीं हो रहा है. If someone comes here, I'm not here. There's no chatbot here. No one's here. So I can't take someone who's looking for an online, I can't take them to this page. Why? Because no one's there to tell them, कि नहीं यार online का भी different page है, why don't you go here? Okay, so that is how offline is different from online. Why is that for an online medium? So we do not reverse. And okay, so Avik, I've answered your question. Is this clear? I hope it's clear. Okay. For a startup in its early attraction phase, what should be the approximate monthly expense? And okay, see, whenever, so I never like to answer questions related to budget. Why? Because it varies for business to business, industry to industry. It also depends on how competitive your industry is. See, for a startup, it is up to you. How much are you willing to spend? You've launched a product. Day one onwards, you cannot or you should not expect कि अच्छा यार मेरे को leads आने लगेंगे or I will start getting conversions. अभी तो you have to work on brand credibility. Okay, there's a lot that needs to be done. You need to work on brand penetration, brand recall, brand credibility. Okay, until unless people don't trust you, they will not buy from you. Why? Because up to Vessi, there's just so much competition out there. May it be any industry or any product. Okay. So you need to understand how much are you willing to invest every month. Probably, let's say, if for the first 3 months your objective is just brand awareness, that you're okay, even if people, all you want to do is just show your ads or trigger your ads for people so that they discover your brand, and you're okay with that. You're not even expecting results. Then you can start with as much as 5,000 per month, 4,000 per month, 10,000 per month, whatever you think you can allocate. Okay, but let's say now fourth month onwards, you want to start generating leads, you want to start generating sales. Now you'll have to look at the data of the past 3 months. See how much have you spent in total. Let's say in total you spent 50,000. Okay, 50,000 आपने किया, एक लीड शायद 3 महीनों में आई होगी, एक कन्वर्जन आई होगी, let's say 2 आई होगी. So you know, by on spending 50,000 in the last 3 months, when your product was completely raw, as in it was new, there was no brand credibility, you hadn't tied up with influencers, people even didn't know about it. On by spending 50,000, you were able to get 2 conversions, which means that your cost per acquisition comes out to be 25,000. So now again, you'll have to look at the data that per month, let's say whatever amount that you spend, how many clicks were you getting? Out of those clicks, how many conversions? You got 2 conversions, but these 2 conversions came from the number of clicks. So vis-a-vis, you can decide on the budget that you want to put fourth month onwards, when you really want to focus on generating leads or conversions. Is this clear, Gursada? Okay. Moving forward, yes. Where's the presentation? Yes. So now you can run something known as search ads. So there are shopping ads. Shopping ads are more suitable for an e-commerce business. So when I went and wrote here buy black heels, so these ads that you see here, these are shopping ads, but this one that you see here without the image, these are search ads. So search ads are more suitable for a service-based company, but if you're an e-commerce company, you can experiment with both search and shopping ads. But if you're a service-based business, you cannot even create, in fact, don't even try to create a shopping ad. It won't give you any results. You'll just be wasting your money. In fact, I think Google will also block your account. Okay, so shopping ads is something that you can try if you're an e-commerce company. Now, apart from this, there's also something known as call only ads. So if you're comfortable with getting calls, okay, receiving calls, if you think you have a very good pitch, just I think Avik only said offline vis-a-vis online. So again, once you've got a call, someone's called you, now it has automatically, you've progressed from being online to being offline. Okay, so now that you've gone offline, someone has called you, you're talking to them, you think you have a very good pitch, or probably you can just ask them to meet you once, come over to your office. So then that's entirely up to you. So if you're okay with taking calls, if you think that this business, your business or product, whatever you have, needs a personalized touch, in that case, call ads are suitable for you. But please remember that when you're running call ads, by default, what happens is that when you create a campaign, your ads run 24/7. But when you're running a call ad, make sure that it's not 24/7. Why? Because even if your call ad, let's say, is triggered at 11 at night, 12 at night, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., you know that people aren't going to call you. So you will unnecessarily be spending money on call ads. So when you're running call ads, make sure that you set a schedule, that probably you're okay with receiving calls 7 days a week, but between 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. So make sure that you just set your ad scheduling. Okay. So with call ads, that's one thing that you need to take care of. With search ads, you can run your ads 24/7. Someone can go to your website early in the morning, late at night, doesn't matter. They can just go here and fill up the form, and then you can get in touch with them as per your convenience. Next is inbox. Now, inbox is when you're checking your emails. So now, again, till now as a user, you kept checking your emails early in the morning, late at night, whenever you got a notification. But now as an advertiser, how can you leverage an inbox? So one is by running either Gmail ads, or second is by running an email marketing campaign. So, over here, like I received this newsletter from TIE Chandigarh, then I received one from Mind Valley. So again, email marketing is very, very good, but generally, I see that people in India, they are never ever happy with email marketing. They're never ever happy with the performance. They say that we don't get any results at all. But that's generally because the data that you have, it's not generated by you. So I think people are always buying data off the market, and whatever data that you're buying off the market, you don't even check whether that data set is your target audience or not. Okay. So I will not recommend buying data off the market. Even if you have to do it, that's okay, but make sure that that data is of your target audience. If you're targeting people between the age of 25 to 45, make sure that that data set has those people. Second thing that you need to check is that that data should have their personal information, as in their personal email IDs, their personal phone numbers. If that data set has email IDs and all those email IDs are official, again, people, sometimes they, especially for someone who's working with the company, okay, so they might not be checking the emails thoroughly. Okay, so these are something that you need to take care of. But it's seen that in the US or European countries, email marketing does wonders. Why? Because they will only send emails to people who've subscribed to their newsletter, and secondly, they will send newsletters to only those people who've come to their website and they fill up the form. Okay, so as in from the leads that they've generated. So again, this is something that you need to work on. So again, if you're running email marketing campaigns, go back to your data set and you need to do a thorough check of it, whether that data set is of your target audience or not. Okay, any questions with respect to what we've done till now, what we've discussed so far? Okay, does PPC always help in getting business? Sandeep, it does. See, I've been running ads. I've used Google also. I've used Facebook and Instagram also. I've trained so many people and they've started getting results. But the thing is that you should know how to run ads. ऐसा नहीं है ना कि आप campaign बना के चला दोगे and then you would want to expect results कि अच्छा I need, why am I not getting customers or leads or conversions? So it needs to be done properly. Let's say again you have a website but you've not optimized it, you've not put relevant content on your website, again it won't do anything for you. So it does help you in getting business, but depends on what sort of campaigns you've created. Ma'am, what about telecasting ads in regional channels? So again, you need to have that particular font in your system, and once you have, you can always create ads in any language that you want, in a regional language. So you need to have that font. So Vishu is asking, okay, yes, I'm from Chandigarh. Then Nishan Goel, we are building a platform which will be an alternative. See, an alternative for Shopify. Okay, so Nishan, what you're asking is, see, you will always have to do beta testing, right? So because it's in an MVP stage, okay, you need to start with beta testing. Should we focus on more marketing before full features? I think what you can do is you can start with marketing, but that marketing will be it'll have to be around that you're launching a new product and not on selling it or asking people to subscribe it, unless you're okay with people getting free membership or free subscription, because you would also want people so that beta testing can be done. So maybe have a campaign around just launching it and offering free subscription to people as of now, so that they can get back to you with the feedback. No, but don't wait for it to be ready, like 100% ready, and then start. You can do a campaign around the launch. what is the best way to track dollars spent on advertising? Is there any online tool that does this? So Somveer, when you're running ads, when you're using Google or Facebook and Instagram, so all these tools, they have a dashboard. So let's say you've given a budget of 1,000 rupees daily. So on a daily basis, you will come to know that even though you've allocated a budget of 1,000, but were you able to utilize all 1,000 in a single day, or you weren't? So looking at the data in those respective tools, you will come to know. So you don't need a separate tool for it. These dashboards, they are very well planned. You will get all the data over there. They have a lot of metrics. Is this what you were asking, Somveer? Okay. Why service shopping company should not put in? Okay. See, guys, I would suggest that whatever generic questions that you have, probably I can answer those in the end. But if you have question related to whatever topics that we are covering right now, I'll take those so that it's relevant to everyone. Okay. So Diti, I'll take your question in the end. Okay. Next is mobile applications. Now again, we've been using, so I'm sure that all of us have a dictionary app on the phone. Okay. So now how do you think the dictionary is earning? Or there's a very, very popular website by the name Speed Test. Have you heard of Speed Test? Yes, no, very quickly. Have you heard of Speed Test? Anyone over here? I'm surprised. Okay, I'm so glad. Okay, so now Speed Test is a very, very popular website. And the purpose of this website is that you can check the speed of your internet here. All right. So let's say I'm here. The moment I click on go, it will start analyzing the speed of my internet. But suddenly I start seeing all these images. What is this? Dubai presents the ultimate holiday. Okay. Then there's this ad by Clarks here. Then this ad by Clarks here. Then there's another one, the ultimate holiday. So what are these? These are display ads. How do I know that it's an ad? Because if I go to this I sign over here, it says ads by Google. Now let me click on go over here. Okay. Like I said, the moment I clicked on go, it has started to analyze the speed of my internet. It is giving me a service and it has not charged me anything. They've not asked me for my payment details or something. It is a free service. If it's a free service, then how is a business like speedtest.net able to sustain itself? The reason or the way they're able to sustain themselves is because obviously they have to pay the team, the hosting, domain, everything. Everything is paid for. So they're able to sustain, or their revenue model is these ads. Okay. So this is how they are paid. Now, there are two things to it. So I know that most of you are business owners, but let's say if any of you is a blogger, okay, so then this is a very, very good way for you to monetize your platform. Either it is your YouTube channel or your website. So this is one of the ways you can monetize it by showing ads on it. Second is you're an advertiser. Okay. Now, as an advertiser, you will have to understand that your target audience, again, it all comes down to your target audience. Where is your target audience? Even though they are connected to, see, now again, you need to understand. I'm a user. Okay. I have an account on Instagram also, LinkedIn also, Facebook also. Or kya hai? Probably maybe more platforms. Okay. So जो आपकी target audience है ना, they are present everywhere. बहुत कम लोग हैं आज की डेट में who do not have a social presence. They're not on Instagram or they're not on Facebook, but most of the people do. But does not mean that you target them everywhere. You need to understand that when I'm on LinkedIn, I'm not thinking about a vacation. So now, ये जो मुझे पहले ad आ रही थी, the ultimate holiday Dubai, if they start triggering the ads to me on LinkedIn, they won't work at all. Okay. Why? Because when I'm on LinkedIn, my mind is not working or thinking like that. Okay. I'm only thinking about work, job, getting more projects. But on the other hand, when I'm on Instagram, I'm looking at people traveling. Okay, I'm looking at people in fancy dresses. You know, then if a lifestyle brand triggers the ad for me, if the ultimate holiday, you know, they trigger the ad for me, I will be very, very interested. Okay, so now if I saw that ad by the ultimate holiday, one is that I am in the middle of a workshop, I can't interact with it. Second is it does not really pique my interest because I'm just here to check the speed of my internet. But this ad over here by Clarks India, so this is a remarketing ad. Okay, how do I know it's a remarketing ad? Because this is the first time I ever interacted with a product from Clarks right here in front of you. And did you see, it did not even take 5 minutes for them. I just interacted with one of their products and they've started remarketing to me again. So I'm sure you all have been remarketed to you. Are you all active on Facebook and Instagram? So has it ever happened that on Facebook and Instagram, you'll be triggered ads by a particular platform, and within the ad, you will see images of the products that you added to cart or to your wish list? Yes, no, has it ever happened? So what is that? Magic to nahi hai, jadoo to nahi hai. So that is remarketing, because those platforms understood, clerks over here understood that this user showed an interest in my product, but she didn't buy it. Why? Maybe because she found it expensive, she's looking for, or she'll wait for a discount, or maybe now she'll go check out products on other websites, competitor websites. So now what they'll do is they'll keep on chasing me. And with lifestyle products, now this is exactly what happens, because nowadays there's just so much happening, and I think all of us are under so much pressure because thanks to Instagram, that le lo, and sometimes they will also put a label which will say one piece left too. Why? Because they're trying to create urgency. So all these are their marketing tactics. Okay, so again, remarketing is also something. So for e-commerce, especially for the bigger brands, who've already established themselves, remarketing does wonders for them. They will not. So 80% of their budget, actually, the 80% of their budget goes only into remarketing to people who've added their products to cart or to their wish list. Okay, now coming back to mobile apps. So I got a little digress. Now coming back to mobile apps. Now again, as an advertiser, you need to understand your target audience would be using what kind of apps. So see, all this research will have to be done by you. You will have to understand who your target audience is, what sort of interest do they have. Okay, and we'll be discussing more about this. I'll share a format with you for creating a persona around your target audience, so that you have a better clarity on it. And once you have a better clarity about your customer's profile and persona, you can always target ads in a better manner. So once you've done your research, in that case, you can actually start triggering ads for your products, for your services on those specific applications. But again, whatever application that you want to trigger ads on, whatever websites that you want to trigger your ads on, you can't just trigger your ads on any website. You can only do those on those websites which have given permission to Google. So there is something known as GDN, Google Display Network. So only websites and applications which are a part of Google's display network, you can trigger your ads there. Okay. Next is YouTube. Now, I'm sure all of you are on YouTube. You must have taken maybe half of you might have taken a premium subscription so that ads are not triggered for you. And other half, like me, still using the free version so that ads are triggered for you. See, one thing that I would tell you is that because you want to become advertisers, do not subscribe to the premium version. Why? Because if you do not see other people's ad, then it's very ironic that you want to trigger ads for your business, but you don't want to see ads for someone else. So if you have any ad blockers, please remove them. If you subscribe to the premium version, please don't do that, because it's very important for you to observe ads, understand what kind of ads are being run, what call to actions are being used in those ads. Okay, how long those ads are for, what is the duration. Okay, only when your observation goes up, as in you start observing all these brands, may it be startups, bigger companies, whatever, once you start observing, only then you can start creating better ads yourself. You need to understand. Okay, so now on YouTube, I'm sure you must have seen that there are skippable ads. After 5 seconds, you get an option to skip. But nowadays, there are also non-skippable ads wherein you do not get an option to skip. You have to stick throughout the duration. And that duration is of maximum 15 seconds. But for bigger brands, YouTube will always make an exception. So I've seen that for bigger brands, there are non-skippable ads for as long as 20 seconds also. And then we have bumper ads again, which are small 6-second ads. Now, YouTube ads are very cheap, to be honest. These aren't expensive at all. Okay, these are very cheap. And I think one of the reasons for that is because creating a YouTube video will, you have to invest in that, depending on what kind of video you're making. So if you're you have a proper storyboard, you're going to hire a team, you're going to hire models, then obviously you will have to spend a lot on it. And because video creation sometimes can be a little expensive, which is why YouTube ads aren't expensive at all. But again, your display ads, and your YouTube ads are very good for brand awareness. Okay. Your search ads and shopping ads and remarketing ads are very good for conversion and lead generation. But if you think that you'll get a lot of conversions from YouTube ads or display ads, that won't happen. So again, when you're strategizing, when you have to formulate a plan, that display and YouTube is what you can use or you can include for your brand awareness. And everything as in search ads, call ads, shopping ads are better for lead generation or conversion. Now, so again, if you are creating a video ad and you want it to be a non-skippable ad, then make sure that the duration of your ad is of maximum 15 seconds. Do not exceed it. Okay, why? Because if you select in the tool, if you select an option of non-skippable, and after that, if you're trying to use a video which is of 16, 17, 18 seconds, Google won't allow it. Okay, coming to skippable ads. Let's say you've tried your hard, but your video duration is coming out to be 20, 25 seconds. In that case, that's perfectly all right. See, you need to understand that a user gets the option to skip, yes, but they get it after 5 seconds, which means that now you need to make the most of these 5 seconds. I will not lie. Sometimes there's such cute ads on YouTube that I do not skip it. Okay, I find them very interesting and I am curious, but that curiosity is generated in those first 5 seconds. So now whenever you're creating or working on a storyboard with your team, now you know that these are the first 5 seconds are of utmost importance to you. This is where you will have to generate a user's curiosity. You will have to talk about a special offer or something very unique about your product, okay, which will pique a user's interest and they will stick through the duration of the YouTube ad. And lastly, we have bumper ads. Like I said, bumper ads are small 6-second ads. So let's say, bumper ads were highly used by Zomato a couple of years back. And now recently also, they've started using bumper ads on YouTube. So these are 6-second ads. And the fantastic thing about this is that this is excellent for startups. The reason is because let's say I do not have budget to invest in a video ad. I can't get a nice video made. I can't hire. I don't have that budget. So then what Zomato did was that, and if you remember, this concept of minimalism got really popular, wherein they used to have images with just 1 or 2 quirky lines and an image related to some cutlery or food, and they were very, very quirky posters. They just used to run that quirky poster for 6 seconds. Or what they used to do is run that quirky poster for, let's say, 3 seconds or 4 seconds. And for the last 2 seconds, the image used to say, order from Zomato. That is it. So it was as simple, as to the point as that. So it doesn't have to be that you need to come up with the storyboard and something you need to invest. No. So if you think that this is not the right time for us, we can't do it. No problem. Just come up with something very quirky, something very engaging, something very interesting. Again, something that piques the user's curiosity or probably their interest. Run that image for 6 seconds or probably run that image for 4 seconds. And for the last 2 seconds, probably you can have an image, visit us, learn more, and then the name of your website. So again, see, there's a lot that can be done. So a lot of options are here, a lot of things are here, but now you just need to get your brain going that what is more suitable to your business? What should you do? Okay. Next, we've already covered online as push notification. Now, push notifications and web notifications is something. So there's no tool for it. You'll obviously have to hire a developer, a mobile app developer, and they can only help you in integrating push notifications or web notifications. So for this, you'll have to hire someone, probably someone you're getting your app made from, your website made from. You can just get in touch with them and you can ask them to integrate this feature. And now we come to the last part of onliners, which is social media. So now social media has different platforms. There's Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, Snapchat. Even though I know that TikTok has been banned in India, but the reason I've still taken this here is that maybe your target audience is not even India. What if your target audience is US? In that case, TikTok is very popular there. So don't think about the country that you're from, what is working here, what is not working here. You need to think about where is your target audience from. Okay, which region or in which region you want to trigger your ads. And that is exactly what you understand. You need to understand the demographics, interests of people in that particular area. Okay, so if your target audience is any European country or the North America, TikTok is really popular there. Okay, in fact, more popular than Instagram. So then TikTok is a platform that needs to be a part of your marketing or digital marketing strategy. Okay. So now if you notice here, I have written push advertising here. Now Google is a form of pull advertising. Okay. Which means that now I'm here on Google. Hanji, very quickly, everyone in the chat, do you see any listing here? Okay, no. So what do you think? Why is no listing being triggered here? Or when do you think a listing will be triggered here? When we search. Fantastic. So when you go to Google, nothing will be triggered for you. You don't see any listings. So listing will be triggered for you when you go and write something. So now if I write, let's say, travel package, I start seeing all these listings here. Okay. Now, all these listings, if you notice, Maldives, 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 is there any listing about 3 BHK flats here? No. Is there any listing about digital marketing course here? No. Is there any listing about Goa packages here? No. Which is why Google is known as full form of advertising. Why? Because it will trigger listings based on what a user is searching for. Okay, so whatever listings that you see here, may it be organic or ads, they are always or mostly in sync with whatever a user is searching for. Thus, this is known as full form of advertising. But now, let me just open my Facebook. Okay, let's say I'm on my feed. Okay, I'm scrolling down. Okay. Suddenly I see this ad by Nykaa here. I didn't search for Nykaa. I didn't search for a water escaping mask. I didn't search for any of it. But they've still been able to trigger ads for me. Why? Because social media is a form of push advertising. They've triggered the ad for me based on maybe because they know I'm a female in a certain age group. And if they trigger the ads for me, I might be interested in their products. So this is what push advertising is all about. Okay. But with push advertising, your creative plays a major role over here. So in case of search ads, only search ads. See, in case of YouTube, again, your video plays a huge role. In case of search ads, your keywords play a huge role. Similarly, in case of social media, your creative plays a huge role. Second, also on what basis are you triggering? Who are you triggering your ads for? So now had this ad been triggered for a male, I'm not really sure they would have been interested. A few days back, a geo triggered an ad for me, and in that ad they were showing products only for males. That is completely irrelevant for me, unless or had they timed that ad around Valentine's or maybe around Diwali or maybe around Christmas or New Year's with the message that buy something for your partner, then it would have made sense. But just like that on one day you're just triggering ads to a female for products related to males, it does not make sense. They've just wasted their money over there. Okay, so when you're targeting, you need to, again, like I said, or I've been saying that you really need to understand who your target audience is. You can always target the opposite sex, do that, but when you're doing it, you need to have a campaign around it. So do that near Valentine's, before Valentine's, do it around Christmas, New Year's, Diwali, when people usually gift, as in it's a gifting occasion, probably before Mother's Day, Father's Day. Okay, now if you all are active on Facebook, let's say next time when you go to Facebook and you come across an ad and you want to understand that why is this ad being triggered for me, I'll give you a tip here, and then you can also use it when you become an advertiser and you have to trigger your ads. Okay, so I'll just go here to these 3 dots, and then there's an option here which says, why am I seeing this ad? Okay, so I will just click here, why am I seeing this ad? And it says because they've set the gender to female, age to 18 and older. So they want to trigger their ads for all the females and primary location is in India, which means that Nykaa is triggering their ads for all the females in India who are above the age of 18. Okay, so, and because I fit into all these 3 categories, their ad is being triggered for me. Okay, now let's scroll down further and see if there's any other ad. Okay, so there's another ad. This is by some lifestyle brand. Again, I will go here. Then I'll go to why am I seeing this ad. Now it says So, and these are or conditions. These aren't and, as in, even if you fit one of these conditions, that's perfectly fine. So it says one is a primary location, India. I fit this condition. Then set their gender to female, age between 18 and 55. Again, I fit into this. Then interacted with Zappel custom clothing or their partner's product. So I've not done this. I have never interacted with them. So I'm assuming that ads are being triggered for me because of these two reasons, these two conditions over here. All right. So again, if you ever triggered ads, let's say you're being triggered ad for one of your competitors, or probably an industry similar to your business, similar to your industry, then make sure that you always go here, and then you go here to this option so that you understand on what basis are these ads being triggered for you. And if you find something of importance, make sure that you make a note of it, so that when you have to identify or when you are working on a customer profile, you can use these options over there. Okay. Anji, everyone, is this clear? Is push advertising clear? And all these platforms, may it be any social media platform, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, Snapchat, all of these work on the mechanism of push. Anji, yes, yes, yes. Okay, fantastic. Okay. Now we come to the very, very interesting part, and this is something I've been talking about. So this is customer persona. Okay. Now, usually I'm questioned why customer persona, what is so important about it? One, two things I've already shown you. Now, apart from that, how customer persona helps you is that, see, you need to understand as an advertiser that not everyone is your target audience. But let's say you're the likes of Big Basket, you're selling grocery. And if you're selling grocery, then everyone or anyone is your target audience, because sabne khana to khana hi hai na. Okay, everyone needs, soap, body wash, these basic things. In that case, everyone is your customer. But is it recommended that you trigger or you show your ads to all the people in one go? It's not. Okay. So probably when you're showing, if you're a Big Basket and you're showing your ads to, let's say, people above the age of 30 or 35 or 40, you might want to trigger ads of different things to them. Okay. But when you're triggering your ads to the younger lot, you might want to trigger ads of different products to them. So even if everyone is your target audience, you will still have to do a segregation so that you understand कि जो 50 and above है उनके लिए क्या more suitable है. Are they even comfortable ordering online from you or not? People who are between the age of 30 to 50, let's say 30 to 50, let's say they're working in metros, they don't have the time, they get only Sundays or Saturdays, and they don't want to invest that in, let's say, going for vegetable shopping or fruit shopping. So they always prefer that they order those things. Okay. But when you're triggering your ads to people between the age of, let's say, 20 to 30, okay, these are youngsters, they might not be decision makers, they're staying with the family, they might not be the decision makers for buying vegetables and fruits, and they have no interest. So इनको किस चीज की ad करनी है? Probably something related to skincare or lifestyle. So these are the things that they'll be interested in. Okay. So one of the reasons is that you can connect better when you understand your target audience and their needs. Second is, once you've worked on a customer persona, it makes very easy for you to make as in, what you have to or what should you write when you're pushing out an ad. So we just saw 2-3 ads here on Facebook. So when I say that your creative plays a huge role here. So by creative, I don't just mean an image. So I might have stopped here because of the images. But when images pique my interest, I would want to go and see what they've written here. Okay. So a user, when they're scrolling either on Instagram or Facebook, they're always scrolling very quickly. They will always stop and look at your ad because of the images that you've used, which means that if you can use bright colors, lively colors, happy colors in your ad creative, fantastic, do that. Okay. Probably go and read more about color psychology. That will be of great help to you when you're designing your images or your creatives. Okay. But once they've stopped here because now they're interested, they want to know more, then they will always want to read what you've written here. Okay. So again, so when you've understood who your target audience is, why will your product be suitable for them, or if you've come up with a solution to one of the problems that they might have been facing, then once you've created a customer profile, then it will also be easier for you to craft highly targeted messages for them. Okay. And like I said, your customer profile can help inspire content ad idea. Now, before we discuss this example, I'll give you a real example. So I'm sure all of you must have heard about Singapore Airlines. So the sales head, she attended one of my workshops. And when we came about discussing, we discussed entire customer persona and everything. She said that this is exactly the problem that they faced in their company. So they had a team discussion. Okay, all that discussion took place verbally, everything. And with such big companies, what happens is that they have a different team for everything. So they have a different team of designers, a different team for content writers, and a different team who's making and executing the marketing campaigns. Okay, and all of them works in silos. So they just had a discussion, they had a team meeting, and then they decided that they want to run ads. Okay, and their target audience, so what she told me is that the target audience for Singapore Airlines is people above the age of 40, 45. It's a little expensive, it's a little luxurious, so they generally target people above the age of 45, I think. Okay, so now this is the discussion that they have. Everyone went back, everyone started working on it. Now the designer comes up with an image, the content writer comes up with what should be written with the image, and they are working in silos. And then the design and the marketing team, both of them give a piece of content images to the marketing team to execute a plan. But when the sales head, she looked at the campaign, she noticed that the piece of text that they had written was completely different from the image. And that image featured college going kids, but they wanted to run ads for whom? For people above the age of 45. Now, let's say if I'm running ads for the people who are above the age of 45, and within the ad that I'm triggering for them, I'm not even saying that book for your kids or something, it's good for your kids. No, I'm targeting them, that this is good for you, book with us, you need to book with us. But they're showing image, or within that image, they've featured or they've used models which are younger looking, not younger looking, as in college going students. You can easily make out. So is it of relevance? Do you think this was relevant? Yes, no, very quickly in the chat box. Hanji. It wasn't relevant at all. Okay. So which is why then they gave the designer a feedback that this is not our target audience. You need to go back, you need to redesign. So again, if you work on a customer persona and you give that customer persona, you share it with everyone so that at least everyone is on the same page. Okay, even if the teams are working in silos, but at least everyone is on the same page with respect to what is which gender are they targeting. So their target audience should be, or is within which age bracket. So this is again another reason or how customer persona will help you. Okay, now very quickly, let us discuss this example. Okay, so now let's say that this is an ad. The ad says, okay, and this ad is by an apparel company. Okay, the ad says, buy the latest workwear collection for women, get the latest designs now, hurry up. And this is the image that they featured. Very quickly, what do you think about the ad? Is it good, bad, what? Good or bad? Just two options. Good or bad? Bad. Okay, bad. Very quickly. Again, I still see 40 people online. Good, bad, something. Okay. So, but why is it bad? People who are saying bad, what do you think? Why is it bad? Not relevant. Okay. Because the ad clearly sees by the latest workwear collection for women, but in the image, you don't see a woman. You see a male here. So this is not relevant. Okay. So then again, we gave feedback to the designer, and this is what the designer came up with. So now the ad says, buy the latest formal collection for women, get your hands on them before everyone, hurry up. So now is this a good ad? Still not good. Okay. Okay. Hanji, okay, people who are saying no, it's not good. Why? Still not good. No, no. Why is it not good? What do you think is missing here? Okay. Buy the latest formal collection for women. Okay. Maybe fair. Cause dress is not formal, not relevant with graphic. Fantastic. Yes. So the problem over here, it says formal collection. By formal, I think I could have been a little more clear here. So the ad wanted to say formal workwear collection. But if you look at the ad features party dresses over here. Okay. So again, this is not relevant. What we are saying here is not in sync with the image here. Okay. So again, we gave a feedback to the designer. And then finally, this is what we have. This is the ad that we have. This is the image. The ad says, are you excited about working from office again? Refresh your closet with our latest workwear collection and boost your confidence when you walk into that next big meeting. Buy our latest collection for women and start owning all your working days. Flat 40% off till 10th May on all products. Hurry now. Visit us here. And this is the image. Now, what do you think about the ad? Good, bad, can be used. Now you even gave discount. Perfect. All right. Everyone loves discounts, don't we? Okay. Okay. So now this is a good ad. So this is exactly how a customer persona will help us. Designer को पता ही नहीं है target audience क्या है. Designer still doesn't have a full understanding of who our target audience is. What products are we focusing on? Maybe I have designer wear also, I have casuals also, I have party wear also, I have from workwear also. But designer didn't know that the ad was supposed to be around workwear. So this is why I would recommend going back today, have a discussion with your team, and all of you work on a customer persona. But just take one suggestion, that when you're working on a customer persona, don't work on it as a team. Don't do that. Okay. If there are 5 people in a team, even if there are 2 people on a team, work on it separately. Okay. Just take a printout, or all of you can just take a, let me just maximize this. If you want, you can just take a picture of the screen, okay, and work on it separately. And then I think it's a very good exercise. So even if you have a team of 10 people, you have 10 employees, okay, just make sure that you take a printout and give it to all the employees, give it to all your colleagues. The reason you need to do this exercise with your entire set of team is so that you understand whether the team even understands who the target audience is or not, what their pain point is. Because if they don't understand age kya hai, unki interest kya honge, what are the pain points being faced by them? Why? Because only if they have a pain point can you introduce your product. So if your team does not understand the pain points of users, they'll never be able to effectively pitch your product to prospects. So again, please do this exercise, but do it separately. Okay, I hope you've all taken a screenshot or a photo of this. Do it with your team member so that you understand. And if anyone's not on the same page, that's perfectly fine. I think now this is a very good activity for you all to take as a team, and then just discuss and make sure that everyone's on the same page. Okay. Another thing, if you have 5 products, if you have 3 products, if you have 10 products, again, do not have a same profile for all your products. Even that's not correct. So if you have 5 different products, then you need to have 5 different personas for 5 different products. Why? Because every product will cater to a different type of an audience, will have a different use case, will have a different set of features or USPs, will have, or you would or that different, like different products will be solving different kinds of pain points. Okay, so now this is something that you need to take care of, which means that if you have 5 products, then you need to give 5 different 5 sheets to each employee so that they can work on a customer persona for 5 different products. So I think it's a very, very good activity for you to undertake with your team. And then we've already discussed remarketing. So remarketing is excellent way of conversions for lead generation in case of e-commerce. Okay. And then finally, because we've been discussing about digital marketing, why should you go online if you've not yet started with digital marketing, if you're still hesitant about it, कि मेरे लिए है कि नहीं है? So see, one thing that you need to understand is सबके लिए है. वो अलग बात है कि you will have to identify कि Facebook is more suitable for you initially, or Google is more suitable, or LinkedIn is more suitable. Okay. Again, once you've worked on your customer persona, you will know what platform is more suitable. But एक चीज that you need to understand is that online is for everyone. Digital is for everyone. Okay. Even if you think that it's more of an offline, I have a shop, I can't sell online, that's okay. At least have a brand presence. You need to have a social footprint. Okay. So now why are people mostly going online is because of the audience. You give your ad in a newspaper. Newspaper will go to so many houses, but not necessarily to the people who are your target audience. So online में क्या है that you can जैसे मैंने आपको नायका का दिखाया था, that Nykaa is triggering ads only for females between a certain age group in India. So you can narrow down your audience as much as you want. Then it's very flexible. You can get up and running with your ads in a couple of hours. Let's say your campaign has ended today, you want to extend it. just do that. Just increase the go back, make changes to the scheduling, and you can extend your ads by a week, 10 days, whatever. Then tracking. Now tracking is something which can't be done with offline. You will not know how many people added to cart, how many people walked into your store, how many people added to wish list. But with online, everything is possible. You will know how many people added to cart, to wish list, how many people signed up, how many people filled up the form, how many people bought. And when it comes to buying also, you will know how many people bought a particular product and second product was bought by how many people. So you can go into as much depth as you want. Then it's very good for customer engagement. Like with email marketing, I think it's a fantastic way to keep engaging with your customers. So I think Amazon does it brilliantly. You buy a book, after 2 weeks, they will send you an email. There are more books related to the same genre, and they will give you a list of 10, 15 books from you to pick from. So I think that's a fantastic way of customer engagement. Then execution speed. Again, with online, like I said, once you've got your hands on the tool, or even if you've outsourced, you can be up and running in a couple of hours. Okay. And then investment. Yes, investment like Facebook. If you want to run your ads on Facebook and Instagram, so the minimum that you need to spend each day is 75 to 76 rupees. That is $1. So that's the minimum. So even if you're spending just 100 rupees per day on Facebook and Instagram ads, that comes out to be only 3,000 per month. Okay. So investment again isn't huge here. So even if you're a bootstrap company, you can easily afford this. And yes, these are my contact details just in case you want to get in touch with me. Also, recently I've started posting videos on my Instagram and on my LinkedIn, which is absolutely that's a free form of content. So if you're running ads, you're looking for optimization techniques, so probably you can just look up my videos on my Instagram. I'm on Instagram by the name Amanbir, or you can just search using Learn PPC with me and you'll find me there. And we are done with the session. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Aman, for doing this for us. I think it was a very, very, very engaging session. I must say, from the participants' behalf, the engagement was extremely high. The participants had a lot of questions, and they were rightfully answered. For rest of the details, especially for the participants, do follow us on our social media handle. Please do follow Aman for rest of the queries. Also, we will be sharing a link to the session on our YouTube channel, so stay tuned for that. There will be a recorded session for this. We will be tuning in and sharing that shortly with you guys within this week. And for the rest of the details, feel free to get in touch with us at Innovation Mission Punjab. Register with us, and we'll take this conversation forward. We will also be having a next session of masterclasses. We will be announcing them via email, social media, and other platforms. So stay tuned with that. And Aman, we look forward to collaborating and doing rest of the masterclasses or anything specific for the participants again in future with you.
Thank you. And are we doing a Q&A? If anyone wants to ask a question, please let me know.
Slightly short on time
okay.
Considering that, we have to wrap up by 1:30. But we'll suggest that if you could drop participants, if there are any questions, please feel free to drop those questions at contact@impunjab.org. That's the email address. And we will route it to Aman, and in specific questions, if he can help you with any. And that's about it.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Supriya. I saw that you were just scribbling notes on the chatbot. So thank you.
Most welcome. Enjoy. Thank you.
All right.